40,000 people forced from their homes. Not once, but twice in 2 days, and the reason? A single industrial tank, sitting in a suburb of Los Angeles, that experts say could blow at any moment, and potentially take half the county with it. Welcome back. Today we're covering a developing story out of Orange County, California, where a chemical plant emergency has sparked one of the largest evacuations in the region's recent history. This is a situation that is still very much unfolding, so let's break down exactly what's happening, why it's so dangerous, and what it tells us about industrial safety in America right now. The crisis began on Thursday at the GKN Aerospace plant in Garden Grove, a town sitting roughly 35 miles south of Los Angeles. GKN Aerospace, for those unfamiliar, manufactures components used in both commercial and military aircraft, things like cabin windows for passenger jets and canopies for fighter planes. Their clients include Airbus, Boeing, and Bombardier. So this isn't some small, obscure outfit. This is a significant industrial player now. Inside this facility sits a tank. And that tank is filled with up to 7,000 gallons of a chemical called Methacrylate. On Thursday, a leak appeared to have been contained. Residents were allowed back home, but on Friday morning, workers noticed something alarming: the tank was bulging. That's a sign of pressure building up inside. A sign, as one official put it, that the situation was actively in crisis. So what exactly is methyl methacrylate, and why is everyone so worried? It's an industrial chemical used widely in plastics and manufacturing. You'll find it in everything from acrylic glass to dental fittings, but here's the problem: it is extremely flammable. And if it ignites, it doesn't just burn, it can produce a massive fireball. Joseph Shepard, a professor at the California Institute of Technology, described the scenario in stark terms. A combustion event, he warned, could be, in his words, pretty catastrophic. He added, "This is, quote, bad stuff." Not exactly the reassuring language you want from a Caltech professor. And if inhaled, the chemical can cause severe respiratory distress, skin irritation, and hospitalization. The kind of exposure that puts people in intensive care. Craig Covey, an incident commander with the Orange County Fire Authority, laid out the situation with brutal clarity. There are, he said, only two possible outcomes: the tank cracks and spills its contents, up to 7,000 gallons of toxic liquid flooding the surrounding area. Dangerous, yes, but manageable. He called this the best-case scenario. It blows. A full explosion, potentially triggering a chain reaction across the facility. Experts say a fire of this kind cannot be put out with water, it requires specialist foam. And in a densely populated suburban area, the consequences could be devastating. A valve on the tank was found to be damaged, preventing firefighters from carrying out a controlled, gradual release. So they're essentially waiting and watching. Meanwhile, 40,000 residents are living out of suitcases. Many of these people were told to leave on Thursday, allowed back Friday morning, and then told, again, to leave. Evacuation centers have been set up across the county. Over a dozen schools have been closed. Think about that for a moment. Families packing bags, not knowing when or whether they'll be able to return. Children kept out of school. Elderly residents uprooted for a second time in 48 hours. It's the kind of disruption that doesn't make the international headlines the way it should, and here's where it gets particularly uncomfortable. The Trump administration has recently proposed rolling back chemical disaster regulations that were introduced under President Biden.